hour and a half. This story is about basically, we have projects we have documents associated with projects, and we have users who have created documents and have created projects. So the question is, when a user deletes his profile, what happens to those documents and projects? If we leave them in place, we have to handle the fact that this user doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Right. So let's start this one then. Are you in the pivotal tracker?
Not yet. I was watching your screen, but let me get in.
Right. Let me add you. Then can you just post me your email to the group chat?
I think I already. Oh no, sorry. I am part of the local support.
Right.
Let me paste my email then.
Mm-hmm.
Send you a direct message.
All right. Cool.
So basically, we have to check for that the project exists before assigning to a user. That's what you said.
We need when I think this is not the thing I'm very experienced at in Rails, but I think we need to set up a callback on deleting a user model. So we replace the user which is associated with a project or document. We replace it with a null user.
Okay.
Something like that. Well, that was my immediate thought about it. Maybe you can suggest another way of doing it.
Well, Active Record have it's some sort of callback, but that you can use for cascading deletion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can use that.
Okay. Well, let's set up the environment. What do you usually use to code?
Vim.
Excellent. Okay, so I will start a teammate session then.
Go ahead.
Yeah, does that sound good? So just give me a second. Du- 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 du. Right. What is it? Export. I just just give me a second. I need to set up the 56 color thing.
It's okay.
Okay. Teammate. Okay, there you go.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, cool. Uh,
Did you think already how to replicate this bug?
it's not really a bug. I mean, well, but yeah, sort of. I just want to open up the code and show it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just call, okay, git checkout. Let's call it open documents. Open documents. Okay. Okay, so we have set up. Okay, so right, let's have a look. Now, oops. Let's have a look at our projects model. So this is the model we have. We have it belonging to user.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, we used to have a button in the user profile which allows a user to delete his profile. But we had to remove it then. So this situation doesn't happen. When a user deletes his profile, well, all kinds of stuff which is associated with the user, just stays in the database, orphaned. I think we have even removed the controller method for deleting a user profile. I think, although let's have a look at the what is called sessions, not sessions, registrations controller. Yeah, registrations. Yeah, we even have deleted the method. But basically this happened. We need to get prepared for this situation. If a user deletes his user profile, we want all the stuff which is associated with users. So, it doesn't show user as nil, but it shows it as null user, for example. And we have a class for null user at the moment,
Okay.
which we could use, I guess.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on this? So say if we delete a user, how should we handle that? How should we set up a callback or cascading? How should we trigger the mechanism for replacing the old user with the null user?
For replacing. Um, mm, let me try to rephrase what you said. So
Sure.
when
Sure.
you try to when the user deletes its profile,
Mhm.
so some of the associated projects to that user stays alive, or what I didn't follow what's exactly the problem, and why you want to create a null user when the user already deletes its profile.
Right. The user deletes his profile, but we want his projects or his documents to stay in the database. But that project record has
Mhm.
an association with this user. Yeah, so basically it points to a user which doesn't exist anymore. The user ID points to the ID which doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
So when we render the project's page, for example, in the place where it shows created by, it gives us an error because we're trying to query a nil object.
Okay, I got it now. Okay.
So we want to handle it some way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The cascade deletion won't work for that
Okay.
because it will delete the also the project, and we don't want that because others users will be associated to it.
Mhm.
So let me think.
I guess let's start with writing a feature for that, a scenario.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me write a scenario, then I will pass it on to you, and you can start implementing it. So,
Sure.
for example, let's start with a document. Document features. So let's see. Um, Render a list of documents, create new document, create a new show document. The document can have children. Um, Alright, sorted by date. Okay, maybe this is not. Maybe this feature is not exactly the place it should go to. Maybe it should go to the user feature. Something like when I delete my user profile, the documents should be showing this and that. Um, let's see. Okay, let's write the user profile. Maybe it's more appropriate place for it. User feature. User management feature. That's it. Cancel my account. Given I'm on edit profile page, when I click cancel my account and I accept the warning pop-up, blah blah blah, my account should be deleted.
And also, oh, okay. So when the account is deleted, it should go back to the list of projects. There's another should doesn't
Yeah,
have to, yeah.
yeah. So basically, background. Given I'm logged in as user and I'm on the home page, so we could have a scenario something like this. Um, so scenario deleting my boom, boom. Right, deleting my profile. Okay, let's just call it like this for now, and we'll say something. Given the following documents exist, right? And we take it from, so given the following document, okay, given the following,
Hmm. If you hit Control O, you can go back to the last position you were on the file.
yeah, that's what I'm using, Control O.
Oh, okay, okay. It's like it's kind of laggy, and it seems like you are scrolling up and down.
Oh, yeah, I think
Okay.
it's lagging.
Okay.
So given the following projects exist, hello world, hello Mars, okay, we don't need two projects, so I'll just go for one. And the following documents exist, guide, my guide two. Um, Now, we need to make sure that these projects are associated with this user.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make sure we do that. So given and when I delete my profile, then when I delete my profile and I go to the okay, I have to look up the name of this step, but something like when I go to the project hello world documentation. I'm just sort of making up a template, and then
Mm-hmm.
the project hello world documentation. Then I should see something like created by anonymous, something like that.
Okay. Did you make
Okay.
the association between the profile, the project, and the user?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's fix up this scenario. So given the following projects exist, let's have a look at how. Wait a second. Let me do this. Just mark it as work in progress, so only this one gets run.
Mm-hmm.
God file. Focus on. Okay, this should work now. Yeah, it's running under this one. Okay, so given the following projects exist, let's have a look who this project gets associated with. If hash author present. Okay, so we can specify the author for this. So find by first name hash author project. Okay, that's good. That means we can just make title, description, status, and we can make author. And then, right, how do we specify us as an author?
The email current, it should be the email.
Yeah, but at the moment it is this step. It is associating. It is associating an author by the first name.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You can take a look to the factory. Probably that's creating a factory.
no, I put a comment there ages ago that we should rewrite this using a factory, but it's doing it manually here, just adding an author. Let's have a look. How can we go about this? Let's have a look how we do it in the projects feature. I'm sure we do it some way. So we have the following projects exist, blah, blah, blah. Right, do we have something with an author here? No, we don't.
Did you create your dot files? Do you have it on GitHub or something?
Yeah, it's a fork from Yadder.
Okay, okay. Also, I have a lot of thoughts of mine from him.
I really like them.
Yeah.
No, we don't have any. Okay, let's make it up one way or another. So, we need to specify the author, and that author should be us. Now, and we should specify it by first name. So, given I'm logged in as a user with email current, so ideally, if we just specify the first name here, it will find us. Let's have a look how this works. Given I'm logged in as a user with email, with password.
Yeah, as I said, you can check the user factory, and the user factory should have a name in there.
Oh, I see what you mean. You mean just rely on that fact there?
Yeah, because in this step, it will create a new user from the factory, and if you check the user factory and it have a defined name, you can see it. If not, then you can have to think in another thing. So probably it will have it, probably it won't, but check it out. Oh no, it's just a faker. So
yeah, so it can be anything really.
well, what about well?
How about we just add a name here?
Yeah.
Which can be or or whatever. So we just add a name here, for example, and add So we could do something like this, with name.
You add an extra parenthesis there.
In a second.
Okay.
So boom, boom, boom. Right, and I need, so the name, so with space here, name. Yeah, so like this, comma, and space. Yeah. Where do I put the question mark if it's optional?
Yeah.
Do I put it here like this?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Just have a look if should be somewhere in here. Somebody should be using it somewhere. So right, that's lazy. Yeah. It's after the bracket. So oh shit, where am I? That's it. Okay. Now I wonder what happens if, for example, if we're not supplying the name, right? I mean, would this work correctly? Because we're not supplying it. That that group is not supplied. What happens to this name? You know what I mean? So if we're supplying just email and password, would they get assigned to email and password, or would they get would they get assigned to name and email? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, let's try it the way. So that is first name, name. Okay. Okay, well, let's just check. I guess that's the easiest way. So put a debugger here just in case. Okay, don't run everything. So given the following projects exist, and right, we need to create a user first. So given I'm logged in as user with email, so with name Bob, email current email. Yeah. Okay, something with the element size, differs index, blah blah blah. What's the problem here? Don't quite see where the problem is. The problem is either in this step, probably anyway, or the problem is here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's here. Try again. Okay. All right, and define step when I delete my profile.
Yeah.
Let me comment it out. Here now I'm logged in as user with name, undefined step. Okay, so okay, what's the problem here? So given I'm logged in as user with name Bob. Ah, okay. Okay, getting somewhere. So your block takes 3 arguments, but reject match 4 arguments. Whoa. Uh, how did that happen? Oh, I see. I see. What's the syntax for not matching something? Is it like this?
Actually, normally I don't use cucumber. I normally use RSpec even for my feature specs. But it looks like, well, let me search for it.
Um, it's just a matter of matching, like telling that don't match this name
Mm-hmm.
inside. Like this is optional, but don't put it inside the don't
Yeah,
match don't match
that's
the,
that's
just
that's the syntax, the one you said right there without the external question mark, the one that is near the email and
right, but it can be optional, right?
yeah.
What's the problem? Okay, I've done it before, so let's just search for it. What? I've used it only here. That can be right. Oh, wait a second. Maybe it's like this.
Like what? I didn't see what you
Oh,
showed.
like a question mark and then column, not the other way around.
Let me see. Yeah, it's like that. I now see the
Okay.
syntax.
Ah, that's it. It's working now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm inside the debugger, so let's just check the arguments. So what about our name? Name is Bob. Okay, that's good. Email is email. And password is password. Excellent. Okay.
Great.
Fine. Okay, so and just another check if I remove this. So we have it just with email. See what happens then. Ah, that's it. It thinks that the step is not implemented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a problem because that's not because I actually wanted this step to be implemented, but
At the last question mark probably that causing
oh,
that.
so that is needed anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try again. Yeah, that seems to work. Name is Neil. Email is email. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, success. So what do we have here? Undefined method ID for nil class. No method error. Da, da, da. Okay, whatever that means, we'll work it out in a second. But anyway, I mean, this is good, and this is working. So we need with name Bob. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. It's not actually Bob. It's Bob. Always forget this debugger statements in place. Okay, so I have removed the debugger statement. This should work now. So, and the following documents exist doesn't work for some reason. And I think, right, the reason for that because we're trying to assign it to a project which doesn't exist. So we don't need this line here. Okay, it's passing. So, do you want to take over? Right, the next.
What was the problem now that the project didn't exist?
Oh, right, because we had this line here, and the following documents exist, and they would assign to a project Hello Mars, but we only have the project Hello World.
Okay. I see.
So I'll just delete this. Now we need to implement the I delete my profile step.
Okay.
And so if you would like, you can take over.
Sure.
And I think the best thing for this is just because at the moment we don't have an interface for deleting it. I would suggest we just find the record in the database and just do a delete, like just do a step for that.
Okay. So which is your key binding to switch Tmux panels?
To do what?
To switch from a panel to the other one in Tmux?
Like to switch to God.
No, I am already in guard. To switch to the editor.
All right, you are now in the editor, no?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I was seeing the cursor.
But it's Control A, by the way. In Tmax, it's Control A.
Okay, cool. Um, I can see where is the cursor.
Oh, listen. Are you on Mac?
No, I am on Linux.
You're on Linux, right? I had that problem with somebody already, and which terminal are you using? No.
No, termite.
Termite, right. I haven't got a clue about it, but try going to settings and choose a cursor type. You can choose it as a line, as a block,
Okay.
and something else. And I think by choosing that, last time that solved the problem on the Macs on iTerm.
Okay. Let me try something first. No. I will have to go out of this session, I think, and restart my terminal.
Okay.
So the only thing that I have to do is to switch the color, or I have to set a particular cursor type to it.
I'm just guessing. To be honest, I haven't got a clue, so just try it. I'm just reading on internet that people are having this problem with the iTerm. Um,
Let me check. Then wait.
Maybe you can change the color of the cursor just to make it like distinct.
I have yeah and maybe the color black. I think it will show up. Let me try with that. Okay. So now I have to close the session and get back in again.
Right.
So um, okay, now I can see it.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. So where was I? Oh, okay, you were already on the. So we have to delete the profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is a step that do.
No, I just checked. We
Okay.
never had a step for it.
Okay. So we're going to write it inside. Do you have a way to see all the buffer that you have open?
Comma T,
Comma T.
and then Control B, and again just cycle to buffers. Now it shows you most recently used files.
Okay.
Hit Control B again. Yeah, those are the buffers.
Okay. So the recent files is what I want.
Oh, user steps then.
Yeah. Okay.
Control. Yeah.
User step.
You can either type it or you can hold Control and press K to go up. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let me see. I was looking at this step, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You okay. When let me just. You have Control C doing other thing. I mean, it doesn't do escape, right?
I have caps lock as escape.
Caps lock. Okay. So let me copy and paste this, which I can't. So what is a profile? Um, or a profile isn't that an account?
Um, I'm not sure. Go back to the feature file and that top line. Given the user exists, let's have a look how it creates it. It probably assigns it to something. The top line somewhere. Yeah.
Which is to the user, which was the other, oh, okay, user management? Is
Yeah.
that
User
user management?
management
Okay.
page. Hmm?
So profile should be, I think edit profile page.
Yeah, the line 6. How does that assign? It probably assigns it to an instance variable of some kind.
Line 6, the relative
Line
line.
7. Sorry, line 7. Yeah. Well, I have relative numbers, so one line up.
This one, given I am logging as, okay.
All right, so it's at user instance variable. We can use that. Just at user delete, I guess.
Add user delete.
Yeah.
I can see that. Where is it?
You see the logged in user is being assigned to an instance variable at user.
Okay,
And
okay.
that is available globally in the whole feature file, so we can just use
Mhm.
that to delete it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking for. I mean, we have the if the profile was the actual user.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was that you guys have another thing, but so delete.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what would happen to the session, but never mind.
Okay. So next step then, user management, and I go to the project hello world document.
Yeah, you can delete this line. I found the correct one, the one below.
Okay, then it should be on the show page for project title new. How can we go to the show page for the project title new if the user already deleted his profile?
Well, we can still go to yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. We need to handle it somehow. But at least, we need to write a step that I have deleted my file, but I still want to go to that page and have a look what happens.
Okay. Then I should be so the actual step should be then I should go to this page. Shouldn't be that one instead of
Yeah,
then I should be, because if you say should be, it seems like the flow is like you delete your profile
yeah,
and you then
yeah.
create a right like so.
Yeah, I think we have a step for go to, so you can just replace. So when I delete my profile and I go to the show page for project Hello World,
Oh, let's forget this. And I go to the show page
mm-hmm.
for project. Title new should be or hello
Hello
world.
World, Hello World.
Hello world. Okay. And Then, so then I should see what exactly?
Well, at the moment we have this created 6 days ago by user such and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we want to see, then I should see, okay, for now, let's just do, then I should see by anonymous. Then I should see, yeah, by anonymous.
Yeah. And I just see by anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'll share my browser to show you what it looks like at the
Okay.
moment.
Cool.
So this is okay. So this is the way it looks now. It looks now.
Okay.
So see, we have this created ago by random guy,
Mm-hmm.
and we want here created so many days ago by anonymous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Um, okay, so we doesn't have we don't have uh, two step. The one that says when I go to the show page, so it should be
We don't have that. Well, that's weird. Oh, right. Okay. Try deleting there. It's probably when I go to without there. We have that stupid inconsistency in our steps.
okay.
Okay. Um, I guess let's leave it when I am on the show page for now.
Okay, I am on.
When I'm on there, and we can deal with this later.
I am on. I am on show page.
On the show page for project. Can you just undo a couple of times to have a look what it was
Okay,
before?
sure.
Yeah. So instead of go to, it's I am on instead of go to.
Okay. I am on, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. That should work.
Okay.
Okay, this is it. It's failing because it's a nil class and we don't have a user anymore.
Okay. So now we need to implement that.
Yeah, so finally we can get to the job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. We have two options, right? We would the one of the solutions that you suggest was to after deleting the user find all the associations with that particular project,
Mhm.
right? And the ones that doesn't exist or the one that are related to that particular user, relate them to the new user, right?
Okay. Yeah. Is there a more clever way of doing it with cascading and stuff?
Um, I am thinking. Let me check something. Wait. I'm here just making research on that topic.
Yeah, I was just reading about it, and it seems like probably the cascading stuff can just delete
Yeah.
and nothing else. So I guess maybe the easiest thing is just write a callback
Mm-hmm.
on the controller,
Mm-hmm.
like after delete or something, or
Mm-hmm.
before, or in fact before delete, right?
It should be before, I
Yeah.
guess.
Otherwise, we will we will lose it
Mm-hmm.
before delete and replace it with something else.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that this should happen inside a controller, right?
Uh, well, I think so. Yeah.
Where does we get this trigger? I mean, what is the which is the entry point for the
Okay, the
delete?
model. That would be the model for user, the user model.
Okay, so.
So the user model should have a callback which
Mhm.
let's run on after on before delete, and that way, the user model updates all the everything that basically belongs to it.
Mhm.
Updates projects, documents, articles, and hangouts to something else.
Okay. Project articles, it should be associated to you said that it should be associated to a new user, right?
Well, I mean, it should be associated to something, and I think the best thing is to associate it with a null user
Mm-hmm.
because that can be rendered safely. All the other parts of the application can render it, and it will just return things like anonymous, empty. and things like that.
I see. Okay, let's create then. You said before delete, right? That's the hook that we're going to use. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking up how to write the callback. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. It's before remove, I think.
Uh,
You just have
Before
to.
destroy. Before destroy, that is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's before destroy.
What do you think about that name? I want to be as explicit as possible.
Yeah, why not? Um, well, maybe I would. Proper? What do you mean by proper? I'm just not sure about the word.
Now, proper is just saying that this is the correct association that should happen when
Okay.
you delete a profile. But if you are unsure of that word, maybe other people will be, and as
Um,
there are a lot of people working on this code base, it's better to have the best word possible.
I would call assign null user associations.
Okay, let's do that then. Assign null user association, right?
Mm-hmm.
See the cursor again.
Yeah, I understand you. By the way, would you like me to write a test for you for this model, and then you can implement it?
I think that I don't think it is needed at this time because you want to write a unit test, right? But the top level the top level feature file is already testing this, so I don't know what value will give us to have a unit test for this particular functionality because it doesn't have a lot of side effects or conditions. It will just change an association to another model that we already have. So the feature file is already testing this out. So it will be redundant as I feel it now. I don't know what you think.
Well, I think the feature file is actually checking that there is a word anonymous on the page. The
Hmm.
feature file doesn't care how that word anonymous gets there. I think it's important to. I think it would be a good idea by unit test to check that after the model has been destroyed, it has been replaced with a null user, instance.
Okay.
Of whether
Okay.
it's, and then the cucumber checks whether it's anonymous or not anonymous or whatever else. You know what I mean?
Okay. Cool. Sign. So yeah, go ahead. Write it.
Okay. Um, Oops. So let's see. Do we have any preconditions here? Describe the user type model. Okay, nothing there. Describe geocoding. Should perform geocode. Followed. Assign. Okay, let's put it in here. So how would we go about this? Let's let's create a model first, I guess. So
You have two options. You can create a model and then delete it and then check for the side effect afterwards, or you can just test directly the assign no proper association method.
yeah, I would. Since this is a unit test, I would prefer to go for the null for the checking the method. What does the method do though? It has to be, first thing, the method has to be run on a callback. It has to be triggered by a callback. That's the first thing. The second thing, so we have gets triggered by destroy. Now the other thing is that it assigns null user to associated models, associated relations. Relations. Okay, so we can now say we have our user first name Bob. Okay, do we care about the name? We don't, do we? So we just have a user, and then we need a couple of associations, I guess. So let's go for project. Project. Let me just copy this. Okay, so we need project. User documents, articles, and hangouts. Documents. Documents, articles, and hangouts. Okay. So now, so we have some like expect. Is this an instance method? It is an instance method, right?
Yeah.
So expect user I'm getting confused by Jackson. So is it expect there's something to get called? What's the one to?
I think you should put expect user that destroy and that and no sorry. Can you let me write it?
Yeah, but what's the expectation? Expect
to receive. You have to use to receive, but
oh right, okay.
yeah, to receive.
Sorry. Yeah. That's the one. So expect user to receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Associations, and then we can trigger this by add user delete. Is it
Destroy?
destroy or delete?
Destroy. I think that the hook is before destroy.
Yeah, but the method which we call the model is delete though.
Yeah, it will do the same, but it's okay. You can try with delete.
Is destroy and delete the same thing?
Not an alias. It will destroy have a little different checking for before deletion of a model, but it will do the same at the end.
Right, deletes the record and freezes the instance. Ah, I see.
Hmm.
Okay, that's quite cool. But I guess let's leave it delete because that's what we have in our controller.
Okay.
I mean, in our cucumber we're doing delete. So, right, okay, and so here we would want something like, again, so we do user delete, and we do expect um, project project user
Hmm.
to, okay, um,
I think that you will be. No, I don't like that.
I'll just go for this for now,
Okay.
just for this for now, but we have to think about it really, and let's think about it while you implement it.
Okay.
Okay, lead on.
Okay. I think am I inside the editor? Right. Problem is that. Okay. Cool. So let's write it here. Is this? Oh fuck.
What do you use for your escape? Control C.
Yeah, normally Control C, but I have a keep. I switch escape for JK.
Ah, I
So
see. All right.
I normally use Control C when I'm working with other people dot files.
I see. I'm really used to caps lock now. I really miss it if I don't have it.
Yeah, the thing is that I switch caps lock with yeah, caps lock and control. So that's the switch I have.
Yeah.
So this is not the best implementation, but I just trying to lay out our options.
There is a problem here though,
Mhm.
and the problem is if you go to the null user class and have a look at it,
Okay.
um, we're not actually using it. You know, we're at the moment we're using it as a stub. We
Mm-hmm.
have even stubbed out the save method, so it cannot be persisted to the database. You know, so we don't create like hundreds of null user instances
Mm-hmm.
because they're all the same. And that's something we need to think about it because in order to save the project with a null user association, we need to save the
Yeah.
null user instance, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean now.
So how do we go about it?
Mm. Actually, I don't think that the null user should be a child from the user model.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that the null user should be a null object on its own and just replicate the public API for the user without using inheritance.
All right, yeah, I agree with you. And in fact, that's the way I've done it the first time. But Brian strongly insisted that I subclass it from user. To be honest, I tried to reason um, that there is no point of subclassing from an active model. We don't really need an active model. But then I just decided, to give up and just subclass it from user.
Mm. Yeah, sometimes Brian just block his mind out, but this is the case when you have more reasons to not do this type of stuff because a null object in essence doesn't need to get persisted in the database. So we will have to check and make a restriction to stop the persistence to it. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the obvious case that it's saying that we don't need to be inherited for an active record model.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I agree absolutely because at the moment in our null user class, we just need two methods, as you can see.
mhm.
Well, three: the initializer, the gravatar image, and the presenter. And
Yeah, exactly.
that's
So in that case, we have two options for this. If we change this class, probably it will break our stuff. I mean, if we stop using the inheritance, because probably all other piece of code inside the code base relies on the fact that the null user have most of the methods from active record.
actually, I don't think so. Not at the moment because I've already introduced this null user last week, and it hasn't been
Mhm.
used much. But to be honest, after that discussion with Brian, I prefer, have it in a different pull request, changing from, removing the inheritance
Okay, so
rather than doing it here.
okay.
But I mean, but in any case, how do we go about, replacing that association with something that cannot be persisted?
We can't. That's the thing.
Mm, okay, I mean, one way is, of course, go to each model or each model's presenter and write out a method which checks that if my user is nil, then return null user. But that means we would have to change every model, right?
Yeah.
Um, is there another way of doing this?
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe, how about maybe we can uh, maybe we can extend the base class for the model.
Extend the base
No, not
class.
extend, but like yeah, like write a method into the base class of active model, which sort of checks that.
You know what?
Yeah,
I think I mean the actual core implementation for this null object because I see that you okay that I think I would do just something like extend active model aiming and include active. And then if you have something like persistent false, that will prevent to the save to happen, but it won't persist the object, but you will be able to save it. I mean, you will be
Okay.
able to call save, but it won't be persisted.
Um, right. And where does it go? I mean,
I don't know what will happen with the association. That's something that we are going we need to check for. But conceptually, maybe I'm expecting too much magic from Rails. But conceptually, it should just get serialized to the new object. But we have to specify that in each model.
okay, let's specify it in each model. Okay, but that that comes back to the same issue. Um, the question is what gets assigned to the project user ID? The user ID field in the project table.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, we have a project table. We have a user ID field there, the foreign key. What gets assigned to that? That's what I wonder.
Yeah, you mean using this the thing that I wrote right now?
Yeah, what happens? We save it. What happens? But let's
No,
have let's check. Let's check what happens.
okay, but it doesn't get saved. You want me to delete all? I have to delete some part of this code. But
You
at
can go to
this
the Rails,
time,
you can go to the Rails console and just delete a couple of
see, yeah, give me a sec. I'm trying to, and also this part because it's already there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we can also delete this. And okay, so yeah, this. So how can I go to another terminal to enter inside the Rails console?
Oh, let's do it. Let's just do it instead of God. Let me do it.
Okay.
That's it. There you go.
I think I can create a factory here.
I'm not sure if it's available in the namespace there.
That's it?
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So when I hit delete, let's just call the direct method assign new.
It's private. Will it be called?
Yeah, it's private. Doesn't matter. I can do it like this. And all, which is the name, no associations. All right, let me just go delete. You know what? We should. It doesn't have any association with the project, so we should create those also, right?
Yeah. Do it in the factory.
User and then should be user. That's the right one. So now you have. Oops. So now we have an association with the project. So if I hit delete, then the user should be a new.
Have a look at that project.
That project, I think I didn't save it inside the method for the callback. I didn't save the user, the project. That's why it's still making a reference to the old object.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, but I mean, what happened? But that project had a user ID um, assigned to this user, right?
you mean which? You mean the project for the user?
No, I mean, we have created a user
Yeah.
and we have a project associated with that user.
Mhm.
So user ID inside that project has the integer, which is the ID of the user, right?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you have deleted the user.
Hmm.
What happened to that ID of that project?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I switch it up inside the method, but I didn't save the project, so I have to
Ah,
switch.
right, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's save it then, I guess.
Well, it should work. Let me see. No, no, I don't think it will work. It will still get the same reference. You see? So how can I go back to the, you said Control A, right?
Yeah, Control A and then J. Let me just switch it back. Okay,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
that's it, you're there.
Okay. Mhm. So let's see. Null user new, project self project. Mhm. Okay, here I think it's a problem. Assign no proper associations. So AJ. Control AJ two times.
No, Control A and then the J to go left, and I mean in this case L to go right.
Okay. So I think I will have to reload the Rails console.
Yeah.
So create a user factory project. Uh, Duplicate key value constraint. So I have to change the name.
That's kind of strange. So wait a second. Have you created a new project, right?
Yeah, I was creating it now.
And it's not allowing it to assign a user or something.
Yeah, I was assigning it. I was assigning that project to the user.
Oh, right, index projects on slugs or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give project a name, just anything.
Okay. No, there's no name field for a
Type,
project.
title then.
Title.
Yeah, I think you can, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so you have we have the user ID. As you can see, user ID is 24. So let's delete this one,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see project again, and it's still pointing to the 24. So this is not working. Actually, we can just debug it.
Control AJ? No?
Control A J. I don't know what.
I think it's just not catching the binding for Tmax for some reason.
Okay.
Ah, sorry. Control AH. Sorry, Control AH.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I am there. Okay, cool. So let's see. We can use the debugger here and see if this is getting triggered.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, weird. Okay, so you know what? It's creating a title slot without
Yeah.
considering, yeah. So the factory is the one that is wrong. Okay, so user delete, and it's not getting called.
You mean the callback is not getting called? Try calling destroy, just in case.
Destroy. That user doesn't exist anymore, so mhm. So it seems like we should be calling this right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check. Did you find the information regarding Detroit? What exactly it
Yeah, I'm
was?
just thinking about it. The Rails callbacks. What's going on? Rails callbacks. So before destroy. Should work. Before destroy. I'll just look up the methods. Which one is calling the callback?
Okay.
What's going on? right. Okay. Well, before destroy is certainly called by destroy. That's for sure. So that should work.
Okay.
Um,
And it doesn't.
undefined method A.
A.
What's going on there?
Undefined method A. Where is?
No, no. As in undefined method. As in what the fuck?
Oh, okay. Okay. I know. I see what you mean. So project. It still points to the old user. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Which implies this was a bad implementation or something, or huh. Did you push this branch to your GitHub profile?
Not yet. I will.
Okay, try to push it because I have to go now, so I can see it later.
Sure. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's save the changes.
Do you normally work at this time? I mean, where you at?
I'm at UTC -1.
DC -1. That's PDT. Where you? I mean, where are you located?
I'm in Tenerife in Spain.
Spain. Okay. So, are you going to Baruco? Are you going to the Barcelona Ruby conference?
No, when is that?
The 15, I think, of September.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up. I didn't know about it.
Okay. So I'm going there.
Is it a good one?
Excuse me?
Is it a good conference?
I haven't. This is my first time.
Oh,
So
right. What's its name? Ruby conference. Barcelona, is it?
yeah, Baruco is the name.
Ah, Barruco.
Yeah.
Is that going to be all in Spanish, no?
I think that most of the presenters talk in English actually.
I'm just looking at the speakers. I don't really know these guys. Well, I know Mats. Okay. Um,
So you do know how to speak in Spanish, right?
yeah, I do, but but not as good as to listen to a Ruby conference. And besides, in Spanish, everything computer related has got its own Spanish word. So they have their own words for drivers, console, command line. So when they start speaking to you, you have no idea what's going on.
Oh, I saw you were I saw you were from Spain.
Oh no, I'm Russian. I'm actually
Oh,
Russian. I'm not from Spain. I
okay.
just live here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but this is cool. I wanna go. I wanna go. I mean, it's close to me, so why not? Thanks for the tip. That's cool.
Cool, no problem. So listen, I have to go, so push your changes and I
I
will check.
have I have
Okay,
there's the link on the screen now for the
great.
audio.
I will add you as my remote
Okay.
and I will check that out like in 4 hours or so and see if I can find anything. If you do, great. I will check also your code and
Sure. Sure. Well, I will read something about callbacks. And by the way, before you go, I wanted to post you a link. Um, um, where is it?
that yeah, I found that
I was
one.
just reading that Rails has this thing. In Rails, you can do user null, right? Is it like this? No. But wait a second. I'll show you what it is. Where is it? But basically, Rails has got an embedded null object pattern, and it can return you a null relation. I was just trying to read about it. I'm not sure if that's going to help us at all. But yeah, this is the link. Okay, found it. There you go. I'll just put it in the group chat or Google Hangouts.
Okay. Okay. Great. I will read it.
None. You can call none. So user none, and that returns you a null relation, which acts like a user, but it's empty, and you can call anything on it, like first name. Okay, it doesn't work. Oh well, something along those lines, anyway.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, great working with you. So see you around. I'll be around today.
Okay.
Just let me
Okay.
know.
Yeah, if I see you later, I will ping you and we can keep on this. And if I found anything, and I will tell you then.
Sure. Excellent. Okay. See you around. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.